How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? Never mind how I look. I've got sharpened up today after getting rid of my hair. Something that came into my mind. What do you think? Something that all of us can see. Something that all of us are affected. Something that every one of us can resolve. We always complain. We always look for problems. Why? Because we all want to make money. Unless you create a problem, tell me, how would you make money? You organize a group and another group, and you create a likes and dislikes, yes and no's, have and have not. And what you do is starve the two groups or two communities, two nations. And what they want is in here. What they want is in here. So ultimately, for you to be able to get what you need from here, you either need to trade, you need to barter, or in other words, cause problems, or go in there and get it, and you have it. And somebody else has the same idea in wanting the same. When you come here as a life on this earth, where the Creator has done a phenomenal job in creating you with an incredible intelligence and a sophistication, nothing is wrong. Every creature, from a blade of grass to a bacteria, to a virus, to a microbe, to an atom, is created with a significance for life and an intelligence in every life. And that intelligence is what makes you survive in any given circumstances or any given condition on this entire existence where life can thrive. To us, we know the planet is the only one we've got. There isn't another one of this where life has been found, or there are signatures of life has been recognized. Even if it was recognized, how do you get there? Even if you get there, how can you create the comforts and convenience that you have created here on this planet today? So isn't it time that all human beings are driven by the same need? Empty stomach and fulfill its need and feed every one of those stomachs without rationing, without causing distress to the planet. We have the technology, we have the know-how, We have the horticulture knowledge after so many years of tilting the land and turning the mud into food that feed us all. When this is the case, once we've taken care of the empty stomachs without causing harm, starvation, depletion, rationing, we've taken care of the most fundamental basic problems on the planet. That we have taken care of the very problem that causes every other problem. Nutrient, nourishing, and energizing food for all. The health depends on that fundamental getting it right. Then, once your stomach is full, the life should be settled. But for human beings, when the stomach is full, 100 more problems appears in front of them, it seems. No other creature has this problem. Stomach full, life settled for all other creatures and life. Human beings, stomach full. Life is unsettled, and multitude of problems multiplies in the head, in the thought, in emotions, in its energy, and its body, and the way we conduct ourselves. So isn't it right that instead of starving millions, 40% of the world's population, and making 40% of the world's population obese and unreasonably fed, isn't it time that we address what we have in front of us? One, we will eliminate the starvation of the 40% of the world's population, and will increase and improve the well-being and the health of the people who are just finding nothing else to do but to eat. The health will improve. The way of life will improve. The energies will enhance. That body, that mind, that emotions, the problems that one will face, the complications of health complications will improve. It's all down to this fundamental basics of what is to become a human life. And we cannot point the fingers in our directions towards their problem, his problem, her problem, it problem. No. All of those problems are centric to humanity and to the humans. We own every problem that exists on the planet. As an individual, once you realize this, if you face an individual problem and one next to you get affected by it, you inevitably created one more. And the next one, the next one. If you can't understand, take the virus for example. You're the only one who's carrying it. Now you went and met with another person and you pass it on to them. Instead of being here, addressing the concern that you are the problem and you don't have to pass it on to somebody else. And in the same way, every problem that we have created on this planet is because of an individual idea that did not suit the human well-being. It did not work for the humans. So we have a problem multiplied by another problem, multiplied and multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. And over generations, centuries, decades, centuries, millennia, we have carried on to create this idea by intention, creating a problem as an individual, pass it down to the others, that some idea that's been imported from somewhere else is much better than paying attention to the process of life within you, and that the world and the planet that you existentially and physically arrived here to experience is a bad place, have been sold to you, been educated that here is a problem, you must go somewhere else. But without giving an assurance or a certification or a guarantee or 100% promise that you have an entry or you have a acceptance somewhere that is much better than this planet Earth. Trust me, if you make yourself so pleasant, you have created a heaven around you. And where the hell would you want to go now? Tell me. There are no problems of the government. There are no problems of the God. There are no problems of the schools. The problems are created by us for us to be constantly being involved in solving and creating another. In turn, we are constantly falling, tripping on our own feet, unable to stand up, unable to continue to progress and thrive and to see life in a phenomenal and an exuberant way. Why are we as human beings unable to see this simple and fundamental basis how the life works? The education we provide is to provide for a very few. And when they earn out of your weakness, because you do not know how to keep yourself, your mind, your health, your body, and your compulsions to yourself, instead of being rooted and being turned because of your compulsions, you become a victim to a methodology and a systematic creation of the society that we have today. And you shouldn't, you mustn't become one. The solution is entirely in your hands, and it can be addressed by you. By simple, inward, and a conscious step, the life will become from a logic to a magical phenomena. And that is what I wish to share. Just pause, slow down if you're unable to see where you're heading. And you will see clearly, because at present the speed of life seems to have been the cause of your blur, unable to see clearly. The clarity is what is needed to live intelligently to the highest and most profound and most phenomenal way for all humans. Animals do it effortlessly with their intelligence as how the nature has created. For human beings to fail on this very fundamental experience of life is a sad thing, sad prospect. But we can easily reverse this if you address the concerns today as an individual. Have a wonderful life and a fabulously exuberant one, too.